Welcome, dear dreamers, to the magical realm of bedtime stories. I am your storyteller for the night, and it brings me great joy to invite you into the captivating narrative of Where the Wild Things Are. As we embark on this nocturnal adventure, let the cares of the day gently slip away and allow yourself to be cradled by the soothing rhythm of the night. In the heart of our tale is a young adventurer named Max, a spirited soul whose journey unfolds in a world where imagination knows no bounds. Before we dive into the enchanting narrative, take a moment to release the weight of the day, surrendering to the comfort beneath you as we prepare to explore the landscapes of dreams. Picture, if you will, a room transformed into a wild forest, an ocean that carries dreams, and a land where fantastical creatures moan as the wild things dwell. Together, we will traverse the landscape of Max's imagination, discovering the transformative power that resides within the boundaries of his own mind. So, dear dreamers, find your haven of comfort. Let the worries of the day fade away, and join me as we step into the world of Where the Wild Things Are. May the gentle lessons and the warmth of Max's journey wrap around you like a soft blanket, guiding you into the tender embrace of dreams. Now, let the magic unfold, and may your night be filled with the wonders that only a bedtime story can bring. Once upon a time, in a small town surrounded by woods, there lived a young boy named Max. He was a spirited and imaginative child, known for his mischievous behavior that always kept the neighborhood buzzing with excitement. Max's days were filled with adventures and playful antics, but one day, his mischief went a little too far. In a whirlwind of chaos, he found himself in a heap of trouble. His mother, with a gentle but firm voice, declared, "Max, no supper for you tonight." His room, usually a haven for creativity and daydreams, suddenly felt like a lonely island of punishment. But as the moon cast its silvery glow through Max's window, something magical began to stir in the air. The walls of his room seemed to ripple with energy, and the ordinary gave way to the extraordinary. Max's world transformed into a dreamscape, a realm where imagination held the key to adventure. In this realm, Max embarked on a journey that transcended the boundaries of reality. The rhythm of his heartbeat echoed in harmony with the rustling leaves outside his window, setting the tempo for the extraordinary tale that was about to unfold. The mischievous Max, banished to his room, now stood at the threshold of a fantastical adventure. Little did he know that the rhythm of his own heart would guide him through a wild symphony of discovery, where each beat carried him further into the enchanting unknown. And so, with the cadence of curiosity and the rhythm of resilience, Max stepped into a world where the ordinary rules of bedtime were replaced by the extraordinary rules of the wild. The rhythm of his story had just begun, and the melody of his imagination was ready to dance under the moonlit sky. As the moonlit night embraced Max's room, a magical transformation began. The walls dissolved into towering trees, and the ceiling stretched into a leafy canopy. His once ordinary room now stood at the edge of a mysterious, wild forest, where the rhythm of rustling leaves whispered secrets and beckoned Max into the heart of his imagination. With wide-eyed wonder, Max took his first steps into the enchanted woods. The air was thick with the scent of adventure, and the ground beneath his feet pulsed with the rhythm of unseen creatures. Every step Max took resonated with the heartbeat of the forest, as if the very ground itself were alive with excitement. As he ventured deeper into the wild, a sense of anticipation filled the air. Suddenly, the room around him faded away, replaced by an endless expanse of ocean stretching as far as the eye could see. The rhythm of the waves became a lullaby, soothing and inviting. Max discovered a small boat waiting for him, gently rocking with the rhythm of the ocean's embrace. Without hesitation, he set sail into the moonlit waters, guided by the gentle puff of the tides. The rhythmic splashing of the waves played a serenade as Max sailed toward the horizon, his heart in tune with the rhythm of the open sea. The stars above winked in approval, composing a celestial melody that echoed Max's excitement. His boat danced on the water, a tiny vessel carried by the harmonious cadence of the ocean. Max's journey was a symphony of imagination, with each wave and rustling leaf contributing to the rhythm of his extraordinary adventure. And so, under the moon's silver glow, Max sailed across the ocean of dreams, following the rhythmic call of the unknown. The wild forest and the vast sea were but the opening notes in the grand composition of his fantastical odyssey. The rhythm of his journey pulsed with the promise of discovery, propelling him closer to the land of the wild things. As Max's boat touched the shores of the unknown, the rhythmic whispers of the wild forest intensified. Emerging from the shadows were the wild things, strange and fantastical creatures with eyes that gleamed like golden lanterns. Their furry bodies swayed in rhythm with the unseen heartbeat of the enchanted land. Max stood, a fearless silhouette against the moonlit backdrop, as the wild things gathered around him. Each creature had a unique appearance, with horns, claws, and fur that rustled in the rhythm of the night. Yet, in their untamed eyes, there flickered a longing for something Max could sense. With courage as his guide, Max locked eyes with the lead wild thing, a towering creature with a crown of jagged horns. The air between them crackled with anticipation, and the rhythm of the forest seemed to pause in suspense. In a bold act of connection, Max stared into the yellow eyes of the wild thing without blinking, a challenge and an invitation. The silence deepened, and the heartbeat of the moment quickened. Slowly, the wild thing lowered its gaze, acknowledging Max's fearless spirit. A wave of understanding swept through the gathering of wild things. Max's ability to meet their gaze with unwavering determination became a ribbon of trust, a bridge between the untamed and the untamable. The once chaotic dance of the wild things transformed into a synchronized ballet, each creature swaying in harmony with the others. Max, now the orchestrator of this wild symphony, felt the power of his gaze creating a melody of unity. The rhythmic beating of his heart resonated with the heartbeat of the wild things, forging a connection that transcended words. In the stillness that followed, Max and the wild things stood together, bound by a shared rhythm of understanding. And so, the once ferocious creatures, touched by Max's bravery and unyielding gaze, became companions in his extraordinary journey. The rhythm of their newfound alliance echoed through the enchanted land, setting the stage for the next movement in the symphony of Max's wild adventure. In the heart of the wild and under the moon's soft glow, the wild things, once enigmatic and untamed, gathered around Max. The rhythmic dance of the forest seemed to pause in anticipation as they approached him with a mixture of curiosity and reverence. In a ceremonial display, the lead wild thing raised its claws and declared Max as the chosen one, the king of the wild things. A crown, woven from vines and adorned with moonlit leaves, materialized and settled upon Max's head. The rhythmic rustling of the forest leaves seemed to applaud the coronation, as if nature itself acknowledged the newfound harmony between the boy and the creatures of the wild. As the wild things bowed in allegiance to their new king, the rhythm of the celebration quickened. Their gestures and movements synchronized in a jubilant dance, a wild rumpus of joy that echoed through the enchanted land. The rhythmic beat of their feet on the soft ground resonated with Max's heartbeat, creating a melody of exuberance that reverberated in the moonlit night. The wild things, once mysterious and formidable, now surrounded Max with gestures of affection. They offered him gifts crafted from the treasures of the wild, a crown of twigs, a necklace of moonlit stones, and a cloak woven from the threads of dreams. Each gift carried with it the rhythm of their acceptance and the joy of newfound camaraderie. Around a makeshift campfire, the wild things and Max shared stories in a language that transcended words. The rhythm of laughter filled the air, harmonizing with the rustling leaves and the distant sounds of the night. Max, crowned king of this wild realm, felt a warmth in his heart as the wild things celebrated his presence with genuine affection. Under the watchful moon, the rhythmic celebration continued, a symphony of connection and belonging. The wild things, with Max at their center, reveled in the magic of the moment. In this enchanted land, the rhythm of unity echoed through the trees, creating a timeless melody that would linger in Max's heart long after the night's celebration faded into the dawn. Embraced by the moonlit night and crowned as the king of the wild things, Max felt a surge of energy coursing through his veins. The rhythmic dance of the forest reached a crescendo, and with an infectious spirit, Max initiated a wild rumpus, the jubilant and chaotic celebration that echoed through the enchanted land. The wild things, eager to follow their newly crowned king, joined Max in an exuberant display of unrestrained joy. The rhythm of their collective footsteps became the drumbeat of the wild, a pulsating cadence that echoed through the trees. Leaves swirled in a lively dance, and the night air hummed with the vibrancy of their celebration. With each step, the ground seemed to quake in rhythm with the rumpus. The wild things, their wildness unleashed, twirled and leaped in harmonious abandon, their movements a kaleidoscope of fur, horns, and laughter. The moon above being down, casting a silver glow on the chaotic revelry below. In the midst of the wild rumpus, Mac fled the way with unbridled enthusiasm. His laughter mingled with the joyful roars of the wild things, creating a symphony of happiness that resonated through the enchanted forest. The rhythmic beat of drums, played on makeshift instruments crafted from branches, added to the festive cacophony. Illustrations captured the essence of the wild rumpus, a riot of colors, swirling patterns, and the ecstatic expressions of Max and the wild things. The pages came alive with the dynamic energy of the celebration, as if the illustrations themselves were dancing to the rhythm of the story. As the night progressed, the wild rumpus reached its zenith, the culmination of laughter, movement, and unity. The illustrations, vibrant and dynamic, froze the magical moment in time, allowing readers to witness the exuberance of Max and the wild things in their uninhibited revelry. And so, under the moon's watchful gaze, Max and the wild things danced in the rhythm of friendship, creating memories that would linger in the enchanted forest long after the echoes of their wild rumpus faded into the night. Amidst the uproar of the wild rumpus, as laughter echoed through the enchanted forest, Max, the crowned king, began to sense a subtle shift within himself. The rhythm of joy surrounding him couldn't drown out the quiet murmur of a feeling he hadn't anticipated: loneliness. In the midst of the chaotic celebration, a gentle ache tugged at his heart. As the revelry reached its peak, Max found himself standing apart from the swirling dance of the wild things. The rhythmic drum beats that had once fueled his excitement now seemed to underscore a sense of isolation. The moon above, a silent witness to the festivities, cast shadows that whispered a tale of yearning. In a moment of introspection, Max's eyes wandered toward the distant horizon. The vibrant chaos around him became a silent backdrop to his internal musings. The rhythmic pulse of the night was suddenly accompanied by the rhythmic beat of his own heart, echoing a quiet desire. A subtle realization dawned upon Max. While the wild things offered him a kingdom of imagination, a realm where he was celebrated as their king, there was a place that held an irreplaceable warmth. The rhythmic longing for home tugged at his soul, a melody that harmonized with the distant memories of comfort and familiarity. With a heavy heart, Max made a decision. In the stillness between heartbeats, he conveyed to the wild things his gratitude and affection. The rhythm of the forest seemed to soften as Max, once the triumphant king, turned away from the revelry and embarked on a solitary journey through the moonlit woods. The illustrations mirrored Max's emotions, the vibrant colors of the wild rumpus fading into a more subdued palette as he navigated the shadows of the enchanted forest. The rhythmic rustling of leaves whispered a bittersweet farewell as Max retraced his steps, guided by the moon's gentle glow. As he sailed across the ocean once again, the rhythm of the waves became a lullaby, tinged with a sense of farewell. Max, crowned king no more, sailed through the night with a heart heavy with conflicting emotions, leaving the wild revelry behind in pursuit of the familiar comforts that awaited him on the shores of home. The rhythmic journey across the ocean, guided by the silver glow of the moon, carried Max back towards the horizon he had crossed earlier. The gentle lull of the waves became a comforting melody, a soothing rhythm that seemed to echo the sentiments of both departure and homecoming. The boat, a vessel of dreams, glided over the moonlit waters, leaving behind the fantastical realm of the wild things. The rhythmic pulse of the ocean became a heartbeat, synchronized with Max's contemplative thoughts as he sailed towards the memories of his room, the familiar haven he longed for. On the shores, the wild things gathered, their silhouettes etched against the moonlit sky. The rhythm of the night had changed. It was now a bittersweet symphony of farewells. The wild things, once wild and untamed, now stood in a line, a rhythmic gesture of reverence and affection for their departing king. As Max's boat approached, the rhythmic rustling of leaves and the whispers of the forest conveyed a silent farewell. The wild things, with a tenderness that transcended words, expressed their love for Max. Each creature offered a gesture, a nod, a wave, a heartfelt roar that echoed the rhythms of gratitude and companionship. Illustrations captured the poignant scene, the moon casting its silver glow on the boat, the wild things bidding farewell with a mixture of solemnity and love. The rhythmic exchange of glances and gestures conveyed emotions that transcended the fantastical, resonating with the universal theme of saying goodbye. Max, sailing away with the moon as his guide, felt the rhythmic embrace of the ocean, a reminder of the shared moments of joy and wild celebration. The distant cries of the wild things lingered in the night air, a harmonic echo of the connection forged in the enchanted land. As Max sailed further, guided by the rhythmic pull of the moonlit waves, the forest and the wild things gradually faded into the distance. The rhythmic journey back home was a poignant reminder that even in the wildest realms of imagination, the heart longs for the steady beat of the familiar and the comforting cadence of home. Sailing across the moonlit waves, Max's boat finally reached the familiar shores of home. The rhythmic journey that had taken him to the wild realms of imagination now concluded as he stepped onto the solid ground of his room. The moon, a silent witness to his adventures, bathed the space in a soft silver glow. As Max entered his room, he noticed a subtle shift in the rhythm of the atmosphere. The wild forest that had once transformed his sanctuary had retreated, leaving behind the familiar walls and comforting shadows. The air was still, a quiet pause before the next movement in the symphony of the night. To Max's surprise, a warm aroma wafted through the room. As he turned, he discovered his supper waiting for him, a rhythmic reminder of the routines and comforts he had momentarily left behind. The simple sight of the meal spoke volumes, an unspoken promise that even after wild adventures, there was always a place of nourishment and care waiting at home. The illustrations mirrored Max's realization. The room, once a wild forest teeming with magical creatures, had reverted to its cozy simplicity. The rhythmic transition from the extraordinary to the ordinary was captured in the images, each stroke of the artist's brush echoing the return to the comfort of the known. As Max savored his supper, the rhythmic sounds of chewing and the occasional clink of utensils became the soundtrack of the moment. The moon, now a silent spectator outside the window, cast a tender light on the scene, enhancing the feeling of warmth and tranquility. In the quietude of his room, Mac felt a sense of completeness, a rhythmic resolution to his journey. The story had come full circle. The wild rumpus, the coronation, the bittersweet farewell, all led him back to the heart of the familiar, where the rhythm of home embraced him like a familiar lullaby. With a contented sigh, Max curled up in his bed, the rhythmic rise and fall of his chest harmonizing with the quiet night. The moon watched over him, a guardian in the night sky, as Max drifted into a peaceful slumber. In the soft rhythmic cadence of dreams, the enchanting adventure became a cherished memory, and the comforting embrace of home became the sweetest melody of all. As Max closed his eyes in the quietude of his room, the final notes of his journey echoed through the moonlit night. The rhythmic cadence of dreams carried him into a realm where reality and imagination intertwined, weaving a tapestry of wonder and self-discovery. In the world of dreams, Max continued to explore the landscapes of his imagination. The rhythmic dance of memories and fantasies wove together, creating a tableau of adventures and reflections. Through the fantastical landscapes in wild realms, Max discovered facets of himself that had remained hidden in the corners of his consciousness. The moon, a silent companion in the night sky, watched over Max's dreams. The rhythmic pulse of the celestial body seemed to synchronize with the beat of his heart, harmonizing the journey of imagination and self-discovery into a seamless melody. As the night unfolded, Max's dreams gradually merged with the comforting embrace of slumber. The moonlight painted ethereal patterns on the walls of his room, casting a rhythmic glow that underscored the transformative power of his imaginative odyssey. The story, like a lullaby, gently lulled readers into a state of reflection. The final pages, adorned with illustrations that captured the essence of Max's journey, left an indelible impression. The rhythmic turn of each page became a journey in itself, a gentle reminder of the cyclical nature of adventure and homecoming. In the stillness of the night, the story's melody lingered, a timeless composition that celebrated the transformative power of imagination and the solace found in the familiar rhythms of home. The narrative's resonance whispered to readers, inviting them to embrace the magic of their own imaginations and find comfort in the sanctuary of home, where dreams and reality coalesce in a rhythmic dance. And so, as the night embraced both Max and the readers, the story's final notes dissolved into the quiet hum of dreams, leaving behind a sense of wonder, self-discovery, and the enduring comfort of home. The rhythmic harmony of the tale lingered in the hearts of those who had embarked on this enchanting journey, a melody that would resonate long after the moonlit night gave way to the dawn of a new day.